Hi, my name is Alyssa from Reselling Savvy, and today I'm going to talk to you about 5 things that are easy to find at thrift stores that sell really well around Christmas. Before I dive into this, I do want to add a disclaimer. This is just what I have seen in my experience. I live in the Midwest, so your experience may vary. The first type of item that I find does really well around the holidays are items that have sequins. So sequin tops, sequin dresses, sequin accessories. These tend to be a big hit for photos and for New Year's Eve, so I always try to stock up on sequin items. I also tend to find them at my thrift stores year-round, and I am a little bit selective with what I pick up, so I don't typically pick up items from Forever 21 or cheaper brands, but if it's a mall brand or better, or it's something that's just really unique and really pretty, they are a hot ticket item around December. The next thing that is easy to find in thrift stores would be new with tags items. And I realize this is a very broad category and your experience may vary, but people are looking for giftable things during the holidays. Clothing that has the tags still on it, puzzles or toys or games that are still sealed. I find a decent number of puzzles that are still sealed at my thrift stores, so that would be a great thing to pick up. Again, always do your research. Something you want to keep in mind when you're looking for new with tags items, and really anything to resell, is how much is this going to cost for me to ship it. If it's heavy or oversized, pass. So when you're looking for new with tags items, clothing tends to be light, puzzles tend to be pretty light. Look for things that are easy to ship. The third thing that does really well around the holidays is lots of exercise clothing. So if you find multiple tops or workout pants that are in good condition in the same size, lot those together. People are starting to make New Year's resolutions, or they want to get in shape for the holidays. So groupings of like items sell really well because then people don't have to look multiple places. This also allows you to sell items at a little bit better price point for one shipping price. So your price per item might go down, but the listing time is much quicker than listing each item individually. You ship it once, and there are a whole lot more people who are interested in a lot of Reebok shirts instead of one Reebok shirt. Next, ugly holiday sweaters. You have to be careful with this one. I'm talking about things that are unique, things that are vintage, things that everyone else doesn't already have. I am not talking about items that were sold at Walmart or the mass-produced items that are really cheaply made and poor quality. When you're selling holiday sweaters, you need to make sure you list them early. I would look for things that are in really good condition, and I would look for things that are in an easy size. So people are more willing to wear something that is too big for them than something that's too small for them. So I tend to go for larger sizes. And also, most of our population is not a small size. This is not a criticism of sizes. I'm just saying that I would look for more items in the bigger sizes than I would for smaller sizes because you'll have a much larger audience. The fifth and final thing that I would look for around the holidays would be what I call fancy kids attire or kids photo attire. So things that children could wear for holiday pictures, things that they could wear to religious services, or family get-togethers, anything of that nature. Again, be selective. I always try to sell things that are in good condition. Think about what people are looking for family photos. Things such as the little frilly dresses, the little suspenders, cute kids' hats, plaids, reds, greens, golds, anything of that nature. You might even want to look on Pinterest and just search Christmas family pictures and see what colors are coming up and then kind of use that to guide you. All of these are just suggestions, and I never want you to buy something that you're uncomfortable with. So if one of these suggestions feels like it would not be successful for you, feel free to try it, but please don't pursue something if it doesn't work for you. In addition to the 5 things that are relatively easy to find to sell around the holidays, I made a list of things that you should probably not be selling around the holidays. Most of this is from my own experience, so you're welcome. Just because it's easy to find does not mean it's a good thing to pick up, and I discourage you from buying anything from a retail store to resell that is holiday specific. Unless you are buying hot items or you have access to something that multiple people are looking for. Generally, these items are not that hard to find. They're mass produced every year, and come December 26th, they are on sale for half the retail price usually, and then it goes down from there. So you have a very small window for some of these items that closes rapidly. There are always some exceptions to these, such as rare items, sought after items. If you find a 1 in a million find that falls into one of these categories, oh my gosh, go for it. But generally speaking, if you see these things at a thrift store and they don't fall into any of those categories, I would pass. So the first thing is Christmas candles. I don't know about you, but I have so many Christmas candles that I have started burning them early to try to work through some of them. They're heavy, they're delicate, these are glass, easily broken in the mail. You can find them for a dime a dozen at every corner store. These are not something that are worth reselling. Next, large, bulky holiday decorations and lights are going to be a no for me. Lights are something that break easily. They're something that malfunction easily. And people have so many Christmas lights typically. They're not usually looking for used Christmas lights. And if they are, they're easy to find. So I skip the lights. Our stores also have a ton of trees. And unless you find a really expensive tree or something that's highly sought after, skip the trees. They're bulky, they're hard to ship. It's just not worth it. Next, ornaments. There are, of course, exceptions, such as Baby's First Christmas ornaments from Hallmark, or specific releases that people look for, especially around the holidays, because that's usually when they get broken and need to be replaced. But your typical run-of-the-mill ornaments, not worth it, even if it's new. I've had this one sitting in my closet, and it's just going to get donated. I paid 50 cents for these after Christmas last year during Target's 90% off sale, but the retail price is $5. So even if I wanted to replace these or buy something similar, it would cost me $5 plus tax. You could not mail this to me and make any money for $5. Next thing I avoid, and I've learned this one the hard way, cards. People are sending fewer and fewer cards. It's not like it used to be, and I've noticed a lot of people doing custom cards through online photo printing sites, so pre-printed cards are not something that people generally buy in bulk anymore. And if they do, they probably want them all to match. That's a really tough thing to find at thrift stores. If you do find cards and you want to do something with them, there are places that you can donate them. You can send them to retirement homes. You can send them to deployed soldiers. There are lovely things that you can do with Christmas cards, but they're typically not a very good moneymaker. I think I spent $5 after a coupon on these Hallmark cards that I'm going to use for our nieces and nephew and siblings and everyone else. And there are 10 in here. So I paid about 50 cents per card. It's just not worth it. Everyone sells Christmas cards, unless you find something extremely rare, which is hard to find with Christmas cards. They're just not worth it. I also tend to avoid overly specific holiday items. So this might be a little bit confusing, and I hope I can explain this well. There are an abundance of holiday serving dishes and things of that nature. And they get pulled out once per year, maybe twice if somebody has a party to go to, and then they get packed away. So oftentimes this is one of the first things that people declutter, and it's not a generally useful item. Your run-of-the-mill Walmart, Target, department store brand holiday pieces aren't necessarily something that I would grab. Again, heavy, fragile, difficult to ship. The last thing that I would avoid, I'm going to push this one hard, white elephant or gag gifts. That's a big one. I see a decent number of people picking up things that are funny for gag gifts to resell. And I'm going to tell you, out of love, everyone has gag gifts already in their home. Also, as someone whose family loves a good white elephant exchange, and I'm right there with you. I love a good laugh. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Somebody has to bring something good or it's no fun. It's a mass marketed thing now. You can find them at the dollar store. You can find them at department stores. And there's something that was donated for a reason. If you're pitching something as a white elephant gift, nobody wants it. And that's not the type of stuff you want to be selling. You see where I'm at with this? Also, if you're in my family and you're watching this, I love you all, but so help me, somebody start bringing gift cards. Thanks for coming along with me as I discuss items that are good sellers and items that aren't good sellers around the holidays. I hope you're able to find some of these items at your thrift stores, and I wish you much success. Happy sales!